some really interesting news for those of you who are following the development of the highly anticipated MMORPG, Ashes of Creation. So it seems like Ashes of Creation is starting to prep for Alpha 2 and to also, which is good because I feel like at this point it's taking quite a bit long. There are valid concerns of, feature creep or when they should release the actual game. But Alpha 2 is kind of like a stage in the development of the game where they're supposed to let people test, and that hasn't even come out yet. So they've been doing a lot of Alpha 2 updates, if you've been keeping up with them. I'm actually going to watch this development update development for the Cleric archetype that I have not watched. It was 10 days ago. And this news, however, is that Ashes Creation, they currently hit the number of Alpha 2 testers that they're aiming for, which is why they're going to basically not allow, or I guess just close down pre-order packs sales, which I think is respectable. I feel like if it was most companies or game developers, they'd probably keep it open and just get the sales, but they're just saying, okay, we have enough Alpha 2 testers now in preparation for the next Alpha 2, which might be sooner based on this than we think, hopefully. And in order to ensure everyone has a glorious experience when it comes to performance of our game client and servers, we want to make certain we can service our Alpha 2 testers to the best of our ability. Okay, if they need to expand the amount of Alpha 2 testers, they'll do it. Okay, and when will and I think it will be over in September. So September, the final pre-order packs will be available on September 13, which is next month, or less than basically a month. And that's really it. So it is an indication, maybe, hopefully. So let's watch the video. I'm actually curious.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to
how far
another
they
day
went with the archetype here.
Happy to be with you guys again. I can't believe that it is the end of July, but we have a fun presentation to show you guys today. An update on the Cleric kit and also a little bit of a showcase for the Highwayman Hills area, which is a very cool point of interest. I am joined by two of our glorious designers whom you have spoken with before in the past. They are our resident Dr. Bucky. Bucky, how you doing, buddy?
Good, I'm doing great.
Welcome, sir. And then we also have our glorious combat designer, Mr. Trad. How you doing, Trad?
Welcome, Raider.
Oh, heck yeah.
Choose your fate. Watch the
Thanks
show.
for the raid, Tianline. How are you doing? Appreciate the raid.
Thank you.
Welcome in. We're just catching up on some Ashes Creation news, and after this, we'll be playing Total War Warhammer 3. We just finished watching and spectating QuakeCon and talking about some ESO stuff, where apparently I'm getting sued for ESO. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, happy to have you guys both. So, obviously, Clerics are
Thanks for a shout out for Tianline, Beckham.
We had a little bit of a showcase for the Cleric. Gosh, when was that? That was last year, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
A few live streams ago,
yeah. Yeah, it was quite a few, and we were in.
The one thing I like about this game, if it ever comes out, are the mounts.
Showcasing some things, and the community gave us a lot of great feedback. And your guys' team on the combat
doing good.
team
Thanks for reading.
Now had an opportunity to kind of go through, analyze, and collect that feedback, incorporate it as part of our development process, and we have a little bit more extensive of a kit today to show. I think we have 8.
I really like how they take player feedback.
How many abilities are they showing off today?
But I mean, I feel like they shut early on, so like later, they don't have to like go back for it.
Very excited. Big increase. Gives a much more comprehensive look at the core kit for the archetype, which is super exciting. So, before we begin, why don't we perhaps talk a little bit about the area that we are in? And by the way, yes.
So they're showing a new area.
He's a big fella.
I kind of want to just get to the archetype.
He's excited to get in there. He's heard that there is some.
If we're able,
it's a nice looking area though. Like all these new areas are showing off recently.
Ooh,
pretty nice, pretty immersive.
Entered. Okay, so we actually now are in the Highwayman Hills.
Travel time.
Oh, okay. They're showing the skills here.
That is.
Each charge of the ability consumed after the first has no mana. Oh my god! What happened to this? To you?
The shape.
Have to have a target. Bucky, would you?
I wish they would show the timestamps.
When we kind of spend
I guess we'll just stop
and then
here.
We can do some gameplay and kind of show off the kit in action.
From what I've seen so far, personally, I think AOC lacks unique and memorable art styles that define itself. It looks great, but doesn't have that unique recipe, in my opinion.
have to have.
What do you
a
mean by
target.
that?
Bucky,
Like
would you
the
like to do that?
fashion
yes.
aspect,
Gotta do it right here in the shade. Is this good?
or
Oh my
like
God, this is
just the
hopefully
general
awesome
art
things to come,
concepts
but
of the
there's a
game?
corpse next to you.
I think it might be.
That
supposed
guy
to
Oh, you
be
think it
better.
looks too generic? I mean,
What happened to this guy?
Didn't get any
No,
heals,
dude.
man.
I feel like
What
the
happened?
attractiveness of
God.
Ashes isn't necessarily just
Only
the
we could
Terrible.
resin.
Poor-
art or graphics. I think it's definitely
so
the
let's
concept
start off with this,
of a player-driven
with
MMO.
this kit. What is our first ability that we have?
Yeah, they're
Which
great
one
with
are
their
you looking at,
interactions.
men
Did you
here?
see when they trolled
Yeah,
Osmond
looking
with
at
the character
Mend.
create? Yeah, I
It
saw
says
that.
that it instantly launches a healing projectile
Mend.
toward target
Healing
ally.
projectile.
Each charge of the
Huh.
ability consumed after the first has no mana cost. Okay, that's nice. And it restores an increasing amount of mana to the caster based on the number of missing charges. Consecutive uses of the ability.
That's an
will
ESO
gain
tooltip right there.
Yeah.
Not gonna
Talk
lie.
to me a little bit about the intent here.
This is kind of the efficient maintenance heal that you can fall back on if things aren't, hitting the fan too hard. So if you're, if your target's not
That
gonna
looks nice.
not in immediate danger of dying, this is a lighter weight heal that is much more efficient on your mana resource.
Okay.
I'll just keep damaging myself so you can
yeah.
heal me.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
pretty nice and comfortable to use. And see the little floating projectiles. It's not great for like a super reactive situation because they have that travel time. But
But you still have the
it's pretty
opportunity to
good.
use them. Yeah.
It's more like a predictive heal, right? Like
Yeah.
when you don't need to immediately respond to a bad situation.
And just to keep in mind, guys, as always, this is very necessary for us to say, this is still a work in progress. We are working towards our Alpha 2. You're going to see the state of the UI is not in its final form. Same is true for the visual effects and everything else, right? Everything is always in the state of polish and kind of refinement, or excuse me, when we get to that state. But that's what you're kind of seeing now. So this is a pretty useful ability. You're intended to kind of like weave this in between your normal rotation.
The
Yeah.
bars seem a little bit
so,
overwhelming for you at least.
One of the reasons this came to be for the kit is in the last
It's like
version of the kit, we felt
1,
like
2, 3, 4,
you were
5,
kind of
6.
swapping between cooldowns.
I mean,
because you just
it's
used
pretty
whatever was
similar
up,
to
and you didn't really have a
ESO
comfortable, like, fallback. And
from
so
what
this
I
one
can
serves as more
see.
of a filler activity that's a little more freely usable and
In
more
terms of like
spammable.
usable
A
skills,
lot
and
of
I think there's a
healers who played in
consumable
past games,
button
they
right
have
there,
that
number
heal,
for
that
shift
support heal
6.
that you can just kind of use back to back, and that one is like filling that role to a degree.
Cool.
Yeah.
Super cool. Sorry, Bucky.
Oh yeah, between this one and then the next one, Deliverance.
Deliverance.
They're both kind of like your core filler heals that you're constantly, like your bread and butter is really.
Awesome. So Deliverance. Let's talk a little bit about that. It says a held ability, which means that it's a
a
variable
channel.
charge value. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this one. I'm sure there's something out there, but I've never actually played a healer that had a
Yo, that
a
looks
cast
sick.
heal that you could release at variable points of time. And it
What?
just, to me,
Did
it
you
seems
see
like
that?
It fits heal really well because of its reactive nature. So you can like release it. You can kind of like hold it in. If your target's, you're almost like playing kind of Russian roulette with your target. Like you're pushing it to the last second to get the most value.
Yeah, it's a really nice like tool to have to be able to like cook the heal basically. If you think the target's going to take some more damage, you get more value out of it. The other cool
Okay.
thing about this one is that it scales based on the missing health of the target. So if you cast it on me now when I'm at full health, it'll heal for a lot less than when I'm.
I really like how
pretty
his
low.
mount is just sitting there, or like
super cool.
standing there. Where most games it's like
Whoops.
they just
Okay,
disappear.
let's try you. It's super low.
Or sorry, most MMOs.
So, holding it full length, you go from about 780 to about 1400.
And that would have been
Damn.
even more if his health were even lower. So like you said, if you were at like
I'll get super low here.
yeah, so you'll see an even bigger. So it scales on two axes basically. It's scaling on both missing
I'm at
health.
9.
Yeah, scaling on both missing health and the amount of time you charge it. So there's a lot of
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
That's gonna be
cool.
satisfying.
Yeah.
I like the Russian roulette aspect of it. I can just imagine the amount of friction that's going to cause in parties when the cleric player wants to maximize the efficacy of the heal versus
that's
the
good.
player recipient that's like, whoa, man.
That drama
That's
between
good.
tanks and healers is what MMOs are all about.
Absolutely. That's
Well,
like standard
yeah.
staple interaction. Okay, cool. So that's a super cool ability. Talk to me a little bit about Soothing Glow.
Soothing glow.
This is a bread and butter regen spell. You have 3 charges of it. You can either stack them all on one target, and they don't stack in healing, but they will stack in duration. So if you just want like a really long duration heal on your tank or regen on your tank, then you could do that. Or you can spread it out for more effective healing per second by having them all tick simultaneously on 3 different targets. So
Man, how's this
there's a
gonna
couple
do
different
for
ways to use this.
PvP
Super cool.
with all those?
Obviously, HOTS are something you try to keep up often. So this also has charges.
Yep, 3
Yep,
charges.
3 charges.
Nice, very cool.
Cleric
All
looks
right, I
good
see we
so
have a
far.
flash
What is
cure.
this flash
Talk to
cure?
me about the flash.
Instantly
cure.
heal
Another
target ally.
charge-based thing. This is actually the last one, so it's not like all the abilities. have
Everything
charges.
is charges, charges,
They
stacks
just-
on stacks.
They just happen to be very front-loaded here. But this is your last charge-based ability. This is an instant heal. The neat gimmick about this one is you can use it during other abilities. It's kind of like our version of what you would refer to as an OGCD or an off-global.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
We,
So you
we
can
don't
use
actually,
it
have a
off a
global
cooldown.
in the
Okay.
game right now,
Or
but
GCD.
it serves as that kind of thing where, for example, one way I like to use this is if you're charging Deliverance, you could even push it a little further by hitting that flash cure as you're charging up
That's
Deliverance,
smart.
if you want to do that.
Now, presumably, though, you wouldn't want to flash cure while you're using deliverance unless you're afraid that they're gonna die.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Or you could also just
Okay.
let go of deliverance and have it just go off right then and there. So you kind of have choices there, and whether you want to try to get maximum deliverance value by throwing in a flash gear or just making sure your target doesn't die.
Cool. That's super cool. I like that kind of oh shit button, so to speak, right? Where essentially, you know, for me as a person who's mained healer often, it's always a very tense situation when you're waiting for that massive group heal cast time to go off, or whatever massive burst heal that you're trying to do, and you're puckering up because who knows if they're going to live during that cast time. But if you need to, you can always pop a little bit of flash cures.
Yeah,
it's
fun to use.
minute. Yeah. What were you going to say, Trent? Yeah.
I was just saying it's fun to use. It's like a nice little emergency tool because a lot of the time you're as a healer you're like waiting for that heal to go off. You're like come on, and sometimes you miss it. It feels a little bad. And this is a way to.
Absolutely.
This is an answer to that.
Yeah, super cool. Okay, next one we have here, the Resplendent Beam.
Wait, I have to end the
Talk to me about
prediction,
that
right?
one. We've seen that,
It's,
and we've seen an iteration of that in the past.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
This is a
Resplendent
returning
beam. Oh, it's a heal beam.
But it's seen a little bit of change. Before it was just you popped it and it would do a chain heal. Now you can use it on Bucky. Just hit it, tap the button.
Just a tap.
Yep.
Tap-a-roo.
Yep.
All right.
Exactly. There you go. And it's
Oh.
so you can use it as a quick single target heal that way. But you can also charge it. So this is another held ability, and the longer you charge it, the more targets it will bounce between. So if
Okay.
you do it again and you hold it, you'll see that.
I should probably set my cooldowns to 0 for this portion of the.
Sure.
Yeah.
That'd be good. But yeah, it kind of has the
Whoops.
you can use it just instant cast to get a quick heal off on someone, or you can decide to charge it up basically and have it bounce to a bunch of people.
If you
That's
charge it all
cool.
the
That's
way,
so
it'll
cool. It's like
bounce
the
between all
bouncy
of
beam,
us.
bouncy ball.
So let me try the quick cast again real quick. All right, so that's the quick cast, and then I'll charge it up.
Nice.
Oh,
that's cool.
Super cool. Okay. I like how I'm just with the animation. It's just like everyone stand back. And we're good.
Yeah,
Were you
animators do
were you the
some
only one with
cool
bad
work.
pain?
That's cool. Very nice. Okay, I like the dual purpose nature of that. And obviously this is a great point of feedback for those of you in the audience who are kind of watching and taking a look at this class kit. Do you like the versatilities on a bespoke basis per ability where you kind of have alternate types of functionality that's up to the user to determine based on the situation? Or do you like more static use cases, right? Something that is very specific and you have to kind of use it for that situation. That's a great question to get feedback on. Personally, myself, I think that providing the user a bit more flexibility and versatility in the use of these abilities makes for interesting gameplay.
Yeah.
A lot of agency for the player to kind of move between. Okay, let's move to the next one. Bless Weapon. Talk to me about this one.
This is
Yes.
one of my favorites.
Buffs.
This is basically a utility, a mana utility that you can use on either yourself or an ally. So it's kind of like a
Okay.
decision point of, do I want to, sacrifice some of my own mana resource management in exchange for helping out an ally? And one way I like to use this is I'll just kind of look at my own mana or someone else's, and it's like, oh, the tank's really low. I'll throw this on them for now, and then I'll put it on myself later. The eventual idea, it's not set up this way currently, but the idea is you can like freely kind of switch it around between yourself and different party members. Right now it's just on a cooldown.
Okay, so I'm going to use this on myself, and what effect are we going to see right now?
So it'll bless your weapon as it is appropriately named, and
Okay.
while that is...
No, I
you gave
blessed
it to me.
Bucky's weapon.
Yep,
Yes.
So,
Shoot!
so that means if Bucky were to attack an enemy, he would return mana per hit.
Oh, okay. So it's
Okay, so we'll show
minor
that off when we
magic
finish
But it's
steal.
only
Okay.
weapon combos.
Okay, got it. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Weapon
I see also
combos,
we have
divine
here.
infusion.
Let's go to Judgment.
Judgment.
Judgment. We saw a version of this in the past.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, so Judgments, we've since changed Judgments. Now it's a lot longer of a cast. But effectively it's similar where you can either cast it on an enemy to do a huge portion of damage, or you can cast it on an ally to do a huge heal. So it's kind of a big
Okay.
charged nuke. Yeah.
Nice. You want to do some damage
Oh, yeah,
to
sorry.
yourself here? Let me show that off.
We've juiced this
Let's
one up a
see.
bit.
It has received the juicing. Or, I'm sorry, apologies. The juice.
Box.
The juice box. The juice box, thank you. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong one.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
God, the effects
Super
are
cool.
insane.
So not as big
Like
as Deliverance
visually.
when they're fully charged Deliverance at
It
low
looks
health,
so
but it's still
good.
pretty big, and even if they're high, it'll heal for the same amount. So it's kind of
Nice. Okay, cool.
Communal restoration.
What's this one? What's Communal Restoration?
Another one that's a returning
Another
familiar
Returning, yeah.
familiar cleric spell is this one's been changed a little bit too, but it's mostly the same. It's still a party-based heal.
Party heal.
It's really your only party-based heal that doesn't have any proximity, unless like they're really far, but it extends pretty far to all party members. It does a direct heal, but it also has a hot component, so it's like, or again, not
Nice.
super responsive, but it's very good value, especially in like an 8-person group.
yeah. It's also giving some
Okay.
temporary hit points. You can see, I think, in the UI.
Yep.
A little bit of temp HP.
I wouldn't mind playing healer in this game.
Oh, let's see where that is. Where's that at?
It should be a little blue bar overlay on the health bars. See that little portion of temp health there?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I see
Once
that.
the-
Okay, cool. So this
yeah.
can overcast.
Exactly. Yeah. Once the effect expires, too, the temp health will go away. So if it wasn't, you weren't damaged in the time, then it's not effective healing.
It feels like
Oh my
perhaps
gosh.
the
It's so
instant
satisfying to get
health
these effects.
received from this might be a
You
little
two back out.
low.
Healer couple.
Is that the intent, or
It is a little low, and I mean, this obviously all these things are kind of in early iterations.
Mhm.
Nothing super
Yes.
balanced. Things are kind of balanced, but like for this one, it's like okay, the value is one, you don't have to worry about positioning of your team. It just hits everybody, and if in an 8-person group, that kind of adds up
Yeah.
a lot. Plus the hot effect and all the other stuff going on.
cool? Super cool. All right, what's this next one we have? Consecrating Wave.
This one's pretty sweet. So this one's a frontal cone heal. So you don't need a target for this one. You can just cast it and it'll shoot it forward based on which way you're looking, and it'll heal everyone it hits, all allies, and then it'll also damage enemies it hits too. So it has
Oh,
a
okay.
dual purpose as well. It's AOE damage in.
That's pretty
Wow,
cool.
That's cool.
That looks great.
I wish he would
contrast
zoom
to,
in, honestly,
Communal
when he does
Restoration,
these
this one's a bit
skills, because I feel like it would look a
powerful,
lot.
Also does
More
damage,
impressive. I don't know.
So that's kind of the trade-offs is you have to it costs you in your positioning, but then it's in exchange for a bit more power.
Something we
Very nice.
talked about doing, but I don't think I've done yet, was making it split between all the targets hit. So if you hit a lot of targets, it'll do less, and like if you hit half enemies, half allies, it'll split the total
Okay.
throughput. But I don't think we've done that part yet.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, talk to me a little bit about Divine Flare.
Yeah, this one is another kind of what I refer to as like action heals. Consecrating Wave and Divine Flare, they're heals that you have to aim in world.
Hmm.
So this one, if you put it on the ground, it's like a delayed AOE. If you want to try that on Bucky or something, and after
Bucky, you look like you need some health.
I'm dying.
All right, here. Let me help you.
oh, see, you gotta get in it.
Oh, you
fail.
missed it. Oh, that's so good.
So what's interesting
like
about
it.
that one is it would also split amongst targets. So I got a bigger heal there because Bucky didn't make it in time. It is kind of a funny little like mind game going there of I'm gonna jump in there, but it's at the expense of his health because I'm stealing it.
Tanks only, please, in this AOE.
Yeah.
Get these trash mages out.
The more social conflict dynamics going on. Name of the game.
I like the excuse me. Had to cough for a second. I like the delayed functionality in that ability. I think that's super cool, especially for an AoE skill. And telegraphing the location.
Did they have a
obviously,
barrier?
with the
Okay.
Ground-based decal for the party is
Definitely a
super fun,
very
especially in
proactive one.
weird. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's super cool. All right, awesome. Let's talk a little bit about barrier.
I can see
So
DPS
barrier's
sniping
the
heals
classic
from the
kinda
tank with that one.
shield spell
Yeah.
you'd expect to see from a healer kit. So
Within
with
PvP
this
as well,
added
like
twist that you have to sacrifice
scrambling
your
for the
own
heal.
health as the healer to cast it. So it doesn't actually use mana. I don't think it just you sacrifice a portion of your health to directly give to another player.
Man, the
every time.
potion.
Okay, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good. And it's a clear delineation, obviously, in the style of the.
So you
shield
give
buff,
health
so
to
that
give someone a shield. Okay.
distinguish between, other
I think
bubble
that's fair.
types, right?
Honestly.
Like the mage's bubble.
Yeah, we
Very
can do a
cool.
comparison.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, here you go. Aw, you're bubble brothers. Do you guys bounce off of each other?
Bubble pals.
yeah,
I
we,
know.
yeah,
Bubble
we just got
buddies.
the bubble physics in. Yeah.
We're bubble buddies.
Here, have some help. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the chains of restraint.
Man,
Yeah,
these
this
are
one's pretty similar to what it was before.
pretty good.
It does damage over time, so it's a really good, it's pretty much the primary AoE damage tool of the cleric,
Damage
which isn't
tool.
really the primary role of the cleric.
Yeah, we've seen this one before.
But they get some, and it also applies stagger, so it kind of provides some offensive support. Stagger, for example, synergizes very well with some tank abilities, which what it effectively does is extends the duration of a trip, which is a knockdown. So if you've like stacked up a bunch of stagger on an enemy and then trip them, they spend more time hard CC'd than if they hadn't been staggered at all.
Very cool. And obviously, as we said, guys, just so you're aware, when it comes to the development of the abilities, there is a specific pipeline that includes ideation into the bare bones kind of standing up with the functionality with design, and then it moves to animation to provide final animation sets, and then it moves to visual effects, and then it moves to audio effects, and visual effects and audio effects that tend to be at the end of that pipeline are usually the things that get that still need works, that are still heavily works in progress. So you're seeing the visual effects now, but obviously that will change in the future. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Defiant Light.
Yeah, so this one's a really good tool for saving someone who's in danger of dying. It's very powerful.
I'm in danger.
Yeah.
Which one? Okay.
So it applies, first of all, it applies a huge heal over time to the target. But if they die while this heal over time is in effect, it'll prevent their death and heal them for a flat amount and dispel it itself. So it's kind of like a... Oh!
Oh wow!
I don't think it works with nuke, but...
Oh no.
That's funny.
So
Just
sorry.
base planted.
You said that it would keep you alive.
We'll see if it actually works in action.
We'll use it in action, yeah.
Okay,
Release some
I'm
moments,
sorry.
release some moments.
I just wanted to, you said it'll keep you alive, so the first thing that came to mind is let me kill you
The
to
intent
demonstrate.
drawn.
Yes, it is. If
Okay.
that had happened and that was real damage, he would have prevented the death. The effect would be removed, and then he would receive
pretty cool.
heal up to like 25% of his HP.
Awesome.
I don't trust this
okay,
cleric.
cool.
Just go alone, tread.
Okay, so that's Defiant Light. Not as defiant as we thought it would be, but hopefully it will be when we get into combat. Okay, Healing Touch. Talk to me a little bit about this.
That's a melee heal basically. You have to
melee
be up
heal.
next to your target, but it is an
What?
insta cast and it's a pretty fat heal. So it's kind of like Consecrating Wave. It's being costed more on its positioning, but rewards. Maybe if some of our more melee built clerics would really want to lean into this, because they have that positioning advantage for it.
Oh, there you go. Okay. See, look at that.
Okay, I thought he was gonna actually
What I
physically hit him.
taketh, I giveth. There you are. Have health.
This one combos really nicely too with the next ability, the Wings of Salvation, because it'll let you get into
Ooh.
melee and then you can follow it up with a Healing Touch on if they're low.
Yeah, this is
All right.
essentially an ally gap closer.
So this is, you must have an ally targeted, and definition of an ally is going to be any non-combatant player and non-mob NPC.
Correct.
Okay. Ooh,
Oh.
that's kind of cool. Oh, it's missing it. I think it's missing audio effects. Let's see. Oh, no,
yeah.
There we
There
go.
it goes, yeah.
Oh,
The
okay, wait,
Phoenix.
we gotta give it the full Phoenix sound. Hold on.
Their signature Phoenix ability.
Oh, the audio might be a little bit bugged, but that's okay. As we said, all things are worked in progress. Nice, there it is.
Try the
We
1-2
got that
with the
full.
healing touch follow-up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna T into Shift T. Got it.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's pretty cool
There you go.
Okay.
combo.
What if I T while flashing and then Shift T? Hold on, wait a
Oh,
second.
I haven't even tried that.
Oh my god,
Pro
these
gamer
things are about to
incoming.
break.
Wrapping.
Wait,
Making
hold
some
on.
combos.
Oh, that worked.
It all happened so fast, I can't even.
Super healing.
That sort of worked. I had to use like
savior.
2 hands. Okay, cool.
Like top tier game.
So we got Wings of Salvation, and then I'm looking here. We have Smite, Condemn, and Divine Infusion. We can't show Smite or Condemn. We'll use those on enemies here in a second. But let's talk about Divine Infusion. And this one is a bigger topic.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the class resource and then how this plays into it. You'll notice if you look at the top left, there are now 3 resource bars for the Cleric. And that third one, you might have
You
seen
don't
go up
understand
and down
what
as
people
these,
mean when they
been
criticize the
as
game's art
healing.
style, like saying it ain't
But this
memorable.
resource regenerates
think
based on
People
how
mean
much
like
healing
something
and damage you've
iconic
been
that
doing
separates it
over the
from a
last
more
10
like
seconds.
token-esque or
So
like
more
fantasy
radiant damage
land
and
kind
the
of
more
thing going
you're
on.
Healing, and it's only effective healing. So
Which
you
I
know if
kind
you're
of get,
first.
but at the same time, it's like I
The
don't
more
think
you're
that's a
doing it,
deal
the
breaker
faster
for me when it
this
comes to
resource will
games.
build up. And the way
But
you
I mean,
spend
so
this
far the art
resource
that's
is,
shown and the
on an
graphics and the
ability
visual
called Divine
effects
Infusion.
and the
And
fidelity,
what
like
this is,
I'm down with it.
if you have enough resource to complete
Again,
the cast
what
of a
attracts
spell,
me-
you
what
can
attracts
use
me to this
during the
game is
cast of a
not
spell, and it will
just
auto-complete that
strictly
spell. I've never actually seen a mechanic like this in
the
a game
gameplay, but
before. It was a
also the
pretty
game
cool idea that
systems
came
and
across the,
how
design
player
team.
driven
Yeah.
they want it to be,
Very cool.
which is
Okay,
something I
so
feel like a lot of live
essentially,
service
I
MMO
am
games are
gonna
missing.
build up some of the unique energy.
Like
I'm
the
gonna do
player
that by
impact on the
healing
world,
Bucky,
the
and then
player
I am going
impact
to use a
on
long cast
like
ability, and I'm going to attempt to use
relations
Divine
outside of
Infusion to
your
complete
own
that
community.
cast sooner than
That's
normally would be
that's what I would.
possible.
That's what I'm
And
missing. I feel like
Just to be
with
clear,
ESO.
if I were not to, let's say, use that ability, then I would have a passive
Like
benefit.
in ESO, everything is
for
so
my
isolated
character
from one
while
another.
that energy
Every
is
space.
maintained,
Like,
that
okay, you lost in
amplifies some
PvP,
spell
but that
efficacy
doesn't
as
mean
you
PvE players are affected.
Yep.
Oh, you got a
Cool. Okay.
something.
So,
you got a dungeon
let me
done or trial
try
done in
to
PvE in ESO.
get some of this
Why should the
stuff.
PvP gears? You know what I mean? It's just so isolated. The only thing
Oh, I
that's
got one
interconnected
after
in
that.
ESO,
Okay,
I
so
feel
it's
like, is
gradually
and
wearing
even
in
barely
over
is the guild
time.
trader
Yeah,
system.
like
and it's like
when you heal, it kind of
I don't
gives
know.
you some generation of this resource, then it kind of rewards you the actual resource over time. So you can see it kind of
Okay.
filling in your bar.
Yeah, we've been referring to this as like a heat mechanic, right? So it's not like a direct instant translation of you heal this much and you get this resource immediately. It's like ramping up your region and build up rate.
Okay. All right.
You can see more of the world.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to use.
You've only showcased, like,
Judgment,
several
and then
key
I'm going
areas.
To pop my Divine Infusion. Oh, whoops.
That's bad. I don't think it would
Shift
work.
one.
Then.
Oh, look
Very
at that!
nice.
And it consumes some amount of it.
Oh, you're able to
Okay,
do two?
very cool.
I feel like here they're gonna have
cool
good
too.
balance so far of channeled
I like
abilities,
that.
delayed
Another
abilities,
oh
and
shit
instantaneous abilities. And of course,
Very cool.
choices when it comes to those
Yeah,
abilities.
Cleric, this version of the Cleric has a lot of tools in its kit. Just to set expectations, you know, that not any given Cleric build would probably have all of these things. You would spec into certain ones, most likely. We're still working that out.
Awesome. Okay, so let's take a look then at some of those more offensive abilities.
All right, you're gonna actually
Let
go hit.
us perhaps
enemies.
find a potential target.
What is
Got
that?
the Minotaur's
for
right
me
up
to
here.
Use Smite and Condemn. You think we can peel just one of them off?
We could. I could
Wait,
grapple
let me
one.
actually heal you
Maybe
up.
heal me. Yeah. Trad could sleep the other two actually too.
Oh, and let me set my cooldowns so that I'm not cheating too much. Back to standard.
Want to sleep the back two, Trad, and I'll grapple the front one.
Sure.
All right, and then I'm going to use... what is Smite first before we do that? What is Smite?
Smite's just a, well, you can use it in 2 different ways, as is a running theme with a lot of our abilities. But you can use it from a range, and it'll have a cast time and just do damage to the target.
So Jessica, we're just watching the Cleric
and
update.
if you use it in melee, it's an instant cast.
So I don't know if you saw
One
the
of those
news
things
I
that you
covered
get a lot more
earlier, but
benefit for
they're
if
going to
you're
close
upfront.
Alpha Pack sales,
Okay, so
saying they have enough Alpha
it's
2
going to
testers,
apply a
which
stack
might
of
indicate
burning
something.
and deal instant damage to the target. Okay, and then just real quick, condemn is a straight up just stun.
Correct.
Cast and stun.
They say they have enough testers, which means they're either prepping for
Okay.
Alpha 2 or
So in that case,
they just don't wanna
let
sell
me
anymore,
Start by
which
casting
means-
judgment on it, perhaps.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's
while
respectable
you
that they do
prepare to
that.
sleep those 2 rain collars.
Okay.
Okay,
Go.
ready? Casting.
I
judgment.
feel like most companies would have been like, yeah, keep buying it.
All right. Okay, now you're good, Tank. If you want to grab it.
Have they said when they'll
Fuck.
be in open beta? No. Everyone's waiting for Alpha 2, which is
Swipe, that's
before
kinda
Beta 1. So, we'll see. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's very cool.
God, these abilities, look at that. So nice. So satisfying to look at.
Oh, geometric
Major
and some
abilities.
health.
You should do the wave, maybe.
Very cool.
The fact that these are overland mobs
Okay.
too, and they're hitting so hard on the tank.
Hang of this. Oh, I noticed that on this wand, I'm getting some health back a little bit. This has some minimal lifesteal or something?
Yeah,
I
is
think
that the one from
It's
Carfin?
like a Carfin wand, yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
Little passive life leech.
Very cool. Alright, so I noticed that we have a quest in this area. Or what is
Quest?
this? This is not a quest, this is a story arc.
Story.
Yeah, so we're gonna try and go through this area, and we're looking for. I think the first part of the quest is a bag. You're on the quest, right, Steven? Looking for a backpack.
Yes, I am on the quest. So let me just, why don't we just stand here real quick. Up near the bridge. I just want to get a look at this.
Yeah, it looks great.
The housing
That does
update
look
that they showed was so good.
It's an old
Like,
abandoned ruin.
it's everything I wanted in
Yeah,
a
this is just a
MMO housing
beautiful
system.
area. I mean, it's, I love what the environment team has done. The ruins, the god rays, everything. Great job here. So what are we doing next? What is this quest? Obviously,
Yeah, I'll post the link in
bandits
chat
have been
to where they said that. You gotta scroll down to the
expelled from
FAQ
area,
though.
and there's some
at the bottom of
minotaurs
the
and whatnot.
article.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, so we're kind of coordinating with one of the bandit leaders. So I think we're gonna have to find his bag to and go meet up with him. I think that's the plan. We got to fight through some minotaurs first.
Okay, all right, cool.
Minotaurs.
I got your back. You just you
Oh,
do your thing,
bears.
chicken wing. I got you.
We got a war grizz too.
I like that they have a lot the music in the game as well.
I brought some friends because no, you're good.
Poor
You're good.
tank.
You're good. You're good. I got you.
The bear's looking at me. Oh, he's charging.
Oh, he mauled you. Did he knock you down?
Yeah, I got knocked over a little bit. I can knock him down too.
Get him. Nice. Very nice ball lightning. Okay, Trad doing some deeps. Here, I can help you out with the deeps.
This ring collar's just on you.
This looks really good.
Wow. It knows who the real
It looks like it'll
threat
be
in the
very
party is.
responsive
Yes, he's like
and have
I'm the
actual
healer.
tactile feedback.
This Grizz has so much health. Oh, I'm dying. Heal me up. Oh, nice. Flash
I
cure.
got you. Flash cure.
Flash cure.
Look at that maximum efficacy on
Nice. Deliverance.
the deliverance. Oh my god! There's a bear!
Oh no.
Armored bears, as if
Sleeping in.
normal bears weren't bad.
Nice.
Don't hit that bear.
Oh, he put it to sleep.
We're good.
These bears have so
I
much
forget that
health.
was one of the abilities.
Okay, mana consumption's not too bad so far with the kit. Of course, as you guys all know, oh god, it's standing. It's sensing you. It can smell the chocolate in your pocket. He's like, what's that? Oh god. The mana consumption's not too bad. Now, obviously, I know we haven't gone through really a balance pass between mana consumption and cooldowns and health return. So if you, as you guys are watching, just keep that in mind. You know, this is work in progress. We're really trying to stand up the core functionality of the kit, and getting its playstyle to represent the role, right? Especially within synergy of the Holy Trinity. Hey, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
You handled that grouping pretty well.
thank you, thank you. Some good coordination there.
Me.
We almost got him.
Let's
All
see.
right, there we go. So, oh yeah, there's 2 more in here.
Just bringing them over to you. You know, I don't want my tank to have to run so much, right?
Thank you. Yes, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
Or should I be like one of those other tanks, like, you touch the mobs, you take it.
How dare you! Don't you ever
Get out of my party!
God.
You know, those types of tanks, and I know they're out there,
Yeah, they are.
but if you are forcing someone else in the party to heal, it's because you're not keeping up pace. Ooh,
Damn, he just said get good,
Facts.
USU players.
very true. This is a nice little area. Okay, we're just taking a seat.
Okay, look at
Hey,
that.
I was
Too
just
break.
resting up, get my mana back.
Taking
I love that you can
in
actually
views.
rest in the
Very
game to get
nice.
your
The
stuff
views of-
back.
So, okay,
Not
John-
just stand there.
the views of this shed. I was looking behind me. I'm looking behind me. I don't just look at a shed and say views, but
sorry.
You guys are out of
okay.
control.
So, so talk to me a little bit about UI versus action healing, right? Obviously, I have mained healers in the past. One of the things I enjoy between the predictive nature of healing and the reactive nature of it is that, you know, it's very 2 different tempos, and I like both of them, right? If I have to, you know, kind of. Oh wait, hold on. Before I get into this, what is this? This is a backpack.
Is that a Splint's bag?
I don't touch bags that I don't own. Does one of you guys want to?
Okay, should I do it?
Will it
Fancy
update?
looking
It'll
backpack.
update the story arc for everyone in the area, right?
I think so.
If somebody can find it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Got it. Let's see. I'll
Splint's
watch and
bag.
see.
He must be nearby.
Does it update for me? I don't know.
Yeah, you try clicking it.
Okay, I will say. Oh, it did. It just updated for me.
Okay, gotcha.
Cool. All right, there we go. And as you guys know, obviously UI is very work in progress. Or we're still working.
Yeah, I feel like their
Okay,
quest
so
UI
predictive versus kind of reactive healing
is pretty bare, but that's whatever.
I like both, right? I love the. Excuse me. I like the ability for
I
me
feel
to
like he
kind of
coughs in every
have
like
control over the
showcase.
engagement and you know, predict where I'm going to need to. This is a beautiful view. Where I'm going to need to heal, but I also like the kind of whack-a-mole gameplay where I'm, you know, interfacing with my. Oh, and let me see if I can move this. Actually, I want to. As a healer.
Okay, there we
I
go.
have my.
Nefus, honey, New Year's record
bar
update. Yeah, I'll do it in a bit.
bit closer. Do I want to move anything else? Hold on.
I like that you can move your UI.
Health play.
I really like
I
that
feel
they
like when I start a
committed
new
to like
fight,
no
I
add-ons
tend
for
to be
this
a lot
game.
more like reactive because I'm not
That they
used to
want
the damage
what's
patterns as much.
the
as a
tools
healer.
for the player
But
to
then
be in
as
the
you kind
game.
of get more familiar and you kind of know what to expect, you can start being a lot more predictive, which can certainly improve your performance. And it's good to have tools for both in any kit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Totally agree. I see Splint across the way.
Oh, is he up there, up on that tower?
Yeah.
See this rope he climbed up with, maybe.
Am I supposed to be killing? Are we killing him? Or are we talking to
No,
him?
I think
we're
we're-
supposed to. Oh, we're
yeah,
getting a chest key.
Yeah, we're gonna coordinate with him. He wants to get these minotaurs out of the bandit camp, so we have to work with the enemy a little bit here.
Okay. So we're going down in this
Yeah,
like
I
dry
don't wanna,
riverbed.
Yeah, I don't want to go through the front entrance. There's like a ton of minotaurs there, so I think we should
Interesting.
try and fight through this way, maybe. We got a wolf.
All right. Oh, okay. Little wolf, little baby
Oh
wolf.
my gosh, he dodged my
How
attack.
what about you, Tread? What do you like about predictive or reactive?
I hope
mean,
that
I
there are no
definitely like
add-ons in this game.
The more tools you
Personally,
give me, the better.
I just feel
right?
like a game
I think
should
we'll,
give you
we'll have
enough or
different specs that
more than
lean
enough
one way or the
information to
other,
like do
for
things
all kinds
rather
of
than I don't
clerics. You
know.
obviously, as everyone knows, our class system will, you'll be able to like.
And I feel like that's part of
class
Yasuo's
based
problem
on,
too, like the fact that
primary
they
and
kind of
sub-archetype.
basically expected or knew that
different classes will.
a lot of the missing features in the game could be made up for by the community, and I think that's like a double-edged sword,
We're
personally.
usually talking like hots and stuff are going to be a lot more predictive healers
Or like
even-
pre-shielding, you know.
yeah,
or-
pre-shielding,
yeah.
that kind of thing. Whereas like reactive is going to be a lot more like instant heals that might be less efficient but more adaptable to certain situations.
Heal me up, Steven.
I got you.
You got me.
I got you.
You're getting that full deliverance value there.
I think there's a bug on my targeting. I think I'm like the target switches off of you for some reason.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Well, I see you're throwing in some condemns there, weren't you? You were stunning the.
Shh. Yeah, I was doing a little bit of
Yeah.
I was trying
Nice.
to help out.
That's good. I like when healers can help with the DPS and the healing's light.
Do we want to grab these guys?
They're just showcasing more of the
Nice,
combat. I think I've seen enough of the cleric
All right. I think.
and its potential here.
That's actually pretty fun. I enjoyed that as a healer. That was a oh shit moment, and there were
Yeah.
many oh shit buttons for me to press.
We were talking about this mana not being balanced, but I think that was pretty good. Like you ran out of mana just right at the end of that fight. Like pretty good. Good first
That is
pass.
true. They're not too bad. Now we're going to talk to Splinter. Pro gamers.
Gosh, dude.
See, and everybody says I am a crazy player. There's just not, Oh, okay. Clay on top of this tent here. No, we're good. This guy's kind of cool. What is he doing? Hello, friend. Splint, talk to me. Nobody mentioned locking horns with minotaurs. Oh, okay. We need to go unlock a
I think some
chest.
people will be like, "Oh, there's no voice lines in this game." I'm just thinking to myself, like, I think that's okay. I think that's a good trade-off for what this game is promising to be. Like, I feel like voice lines. I mean, if you look at ESI, what is it like 40 gigabytes out of 90 gigabytes is voice lines. So
He's
I don't
not
know.
budging. Here, take the key. All right, I've gotten.
I think it's fine.
Okay, nice.
Promotes
I think the chest is in the
reading,
main
which
building
a lot of
somewhere.
gamers don't do for whatever reason.
Do you want to
Okay.
should we just even rest a little
Can
bit? You're
you-
still pretty low on mana.
I would be down to rest.
Well, we should probably.
No fall damage.
I guess I think we'll probably
before
run through here for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get inside the
Where are we
building.
going? Where are we going?
Inside the building here.
All
Follow me.
right. Oh, that's right. We don't really even need to. Let's see if we can just. Since we cleared this whole area, I wonder if we can.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone
Yeah.
in here.
I think we gotta go down this little area.
Go down
it's nice
here.
and dark in
In
here.
the
okay.
cur-
Ooh.
Yeah,
we
true
did
to
do
be
all the
honest. These
work.
zombies shouldn't get any credit.
That's super cool. Very cool. Well, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this.
That was pretty cool.
answered. And the first one here.
That was pretty cool. I'm enjoying all these updates coming out for the freehold, for the cleric, for the tank archetype. Like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. The base UI will be customizable. Yeah. I'm sharing this video. Yeah, I know. I've been trying to keep up with Ash's creation. I just kind of like have been not paying too much attention to it because it's like I don't know when Alpha 2 is coming out. I think that's what people are waiting for. But this piece of news where they are ending the pre-order packs for Alpha 2 is, I think, a strong indication potentially of Alpha 2 maybe coming out sooner than I thought. I thought Alpha 2 would come out maybe like at the end of this year or maybe next year, but might be the end of this year, might be early next year. We'll see.